Olá Brasil, olá você aí de casa! Hoje eu trago pra vocês uma entrevista muito especial que eu fiz com o elenco masculino de Big Little Lies. A HBO me convidou pra ir pra Nova York pra poder entrevistar o elenco. Eu já assisti aos 3 primeiros episódios e eu tenho que contar pra vocês que estão muito bons. Eu tô até pensando em fazer um comentário por episódio durante essa temporada, me fala aí se vocês querem que eu faça. E também fui à festa que a HBO promoveu lá em Nova York, que é a premiere da série. Então eu tava lá na festa com o elenco inteiro, eu conversei com o Alexander Skarsgård, que eu já conhecia ele por causa de Tarzan. Enfim, a Meryl Streep ficou do meu lado, sério, eu tava do lado da Meryl Streep. Enfim, a festa foi demais. Eu tirei foto com todo o elenco infantil que vocês podem ver aqui e também com o Ian, que faz o Zig, né, e que ele também faz Young Sheldon, que é uma série que eu amo muito. Então queria agradecer de novo a HBO por essa oportunidade e queria que vocês assistissem agora a entrevista que eu fiz. Infelizmente eles não tinham uma câmera focando em mim, então eu achei melhor cortar a parte das perguntas e colocar direto. A gente editou o vídeo de um jeito que eu acho que dá pra entender, a gente falou bastante sobre essa coisa da série ser uma minissérie e depois ela virar uma série, né, ter uma segunda temporada. Eu também perguntei pra eles por que eles acham que a série fez tanto sucesso, o que eles aprenderam assistindo a série e participando dela, né. A gente falou um pouco sobre a gravação daquela festa que foi uma treta e também sobre as partes boas de gravar a série. Então eu espero que vocês gostem. Coloquem aí nos comentários quem é o seu personagem favorito, o que mais você tá ansioso aí pra essa segunda temporada e a gente se vê em breve. Um beijo. Tchau.
We didn't think it was going to continue at all. Like, they had gotten rid of the wardrobe and the sets, and like, it really was a limited series. When we were at the Emmys, there was some chatter that we were going to maybe continue, but you always hear stuff like that in Hollywood and stuff never happens.
You never count on something hitting this big. You know, we had great players in the band, we had amazing ingredients, but you can go back to hundreds and thousands of things in the past that have those ingredients, you know, it's fine, or it utterly fails. This one, I think the timing of it had a lot to do with it. You had the election in this country, and then we had this come out in January, then Harvey Weinstein happened in the fall. It was all part of this thing that got rolling. And I think the way that this captured the women's story, the way this captured the women's rage in a way about what happens in this story was remarkable.
You know, people recognizing that maybe the way we're doing it isn't the best way. Maybe we could, you know, include more people.
It's so rare for a show to be by women, about women. Hearing Reese and the other women talk, it's so rare that they have roles where they're talking to another woman as much as they do on this show, and it's not just talking about the whatever man is in the show as well. They're actually talking about themselves and their own lives.
I was like, what? It can't be. It's so fun. And then I panicked because I was like, Meryl Streep. Oh my gosh! It was really fun meeting her. It was kind of like meeting the Queen of England. She was just amazing, and she was very generous and kind, and she understands her role. She's like, it's very nice to meet you.
So I was familiar with the series before. Everybody was talking about it when it came on TV. I was really familiar with it because my wife and my brother's wife were really into it, and I was actually out of the continent when it first came out, and so I watched it after all the episodes had aired. I binge watched it.
I think a lot of people learned a lot watching the show, particularly Nicole's storyline. It was a new way of presenting domestic abuse, far different than we've ever seen on television or in a movie before. I certainly had never seen it. The shame of it, it was a secret from from her friends and from other people in her family, and I think that's the ultimate goal of any good show, is to present something that you haven't really seen anywhere but in real life. You haven't seen that on TV before, but it feels so familiar. It's because it feels lifelike.
I learned about doing some research when it came to victims of sexual assault. I did a lot of reading about things that you think would be helpful are not always helpful, trying to understand just how complex it is, you know? But I mean, there's a lot more to learn.
I think we've all learned a lot. I mean, if we haven't, we're just completely obtuse. The men have their stories in this, but there's no doubt about this is the women's story. This is about their story. This is about the lie. It has been one of the biggest privileges of my career to be part of this.
It's kind of unique. Andrea likes to direct in a real naturalistic way. She likes to set a mood by playing music and getting the vibe of the set to sort of mirror what the vibe of the scene is. And then we would do the scene, and then she would go, okay, let's do it again, but let's just throw out, don't say any of the same lines, just say what you want to say. And that was a bit scary, you know, that was very scary, especially because I was new on the job and I didn't want to get replaced by saying the wrong, like doing it the wrong way, you know.
The trivia night was 12 days of shooting,
Yes.
and it started when sun went down and it ended when the sun came up.
As hard as that was, it was still fun to do, that trivia night scene. And Jean-Marc makes no apologies for calling you in at 7 p.m. and then at 6 a.m. going bye, and you never use, and then does it again the next night.
When you started shooting it, you thought it would be a day or two. On the 10th day, like I don't know if you remember, I sang a song. I had sung this song hundreds of times, and I had this moment where I thought, I'm dead. I thought, oh, I'm dead. Like, this is what happens. You just do something again and again. Yeah, I'm like, I'm not dead though. No, this is the Big Little Lies. It was before. And Adam Scott really hilariously, because I want to come back here every year. I want to remember this by, I'll kick you in the balls as hard as I can, and you kick me and we'll go, yeah, that's what it was like. The best day? I always like the beach days. You know, it's not like when you're on set, it's like a place of quiet focus and concentration. And the best moments are like the ones between the characters that are really real. And you really, you know, you really have real emotion and it's really there, and they go cut. You're like, it's like Free Solo. Do you ever see Free Solo?
Uh-huh.
You're going up, I don't want to fall, dude. And then it comes real and you're okay.
I could say every scene with Laura Dern is fun. We had so much fun this season. She's so fearless and so in the moment. She's constantly surprising me, and that doesn't happen.
Everybody's always like, oh, and then I took toilet paper and I threw eggs at him. What sets are these? I've never been on them. And with these women, like, it's, you know,
Focus.
yeah, win the game. Like, if you're in the Golden State Warrior analogy, like, win the game, and that's the best focus.